Oh, right. I've had some people ask me, hey, Spat, how come you haven't looked at the latest Plasma desktop? And the time that the show was taking a break, it appears that KDE, or Plasma, has made some serious improvements. And so in looking for a distribution which has the Plasma desktop, I wanted to pick something where the developers of the distribution tend to have that as a specialty. And the two choices that came to mind was OpenSUSE and KaOS. And I was reading through some news sources, and it appears that KaOS has a new release. This is 18.08. And so I figured I would go ahead and install this in my sandbox environment using a SSD. And what can I say? I am thoroughly impressed with this. So presenting KaOS, and this is the desktop that you are presented with. And KaOS is an independently developed distribution which is inspired by Arch Linux. I really like what this brings to the table, and when I first looked at this, I was like really wowed by their start screen. I thought this was really cool because in the welcome screen, it gives you a bunch of options. You can customize, you can adjust the wallpaper, and this isn't even the wallpapers that came built into this. These are just images that you can download off the internet and install on here. Some documentation, some advanced things like configuring your firewall, energy savings, system daemons, okay, a little about section, and some news. So I was kind of blown away by this. So, I mean, you could just from the welcome screen here, you can go in here, and if you want to, you can change, I like the oxygen style over the cute curve, but I mean, you have a number of choices that you have here, so you can change your widgets on this. Okay. You can change your Plasma theme. Funny that the windows didn't change. You can change your window decorations. Mouse behaviors, icons, virtual desktop, screen, colors. Let's go with colors. Ah, here it is. All right, so I can, let's see how that looks when we open up Dolphin here. It applies that theme. Oh, yes. Gotta love it. All right. So we've got a really sharp looking Plasma experience here. And I mean, I just configured all this from the welcome screen. But there are tons of settings. And I mean, KDE has always been the customizer's dream come true. Seconded only by Mate and XFCE. But yeah, KDE has the most options, and they always have. And what's really cool about this is, if this doesn't have the theme that you want, it's built right into where you can browse and sort and search for themes and install them right from within the user interface. So you don't even have to bother with going on the internet and searching. So I have to say, I love this system start screen. So I'm definitely going to keep this. And I like this menu too, the way they have this set up here. They have many different menu styles for KDE, but I don't think I have seen this particular style. I think this is kind of cool. I like this. So you have some development tools here. Actually, I tried the card game while I was installing this and played some Klondike Solitaire while the OS was installing. A few little image tools, Krita namely, being the KDE image editor. Okay, and then you also have a Falcon web browser, which I believe is a offshoot of Firefox. It's Mozilla. So, this very well could be using the new quantum technology. I'm not quite sure. I haven't had a chance to explore around. They did take the time, though, to have some quick launches to the website. So if you need to get support and that sort of thing, you can easily get it. So that works out nicely when they have things set up for you. A handful of multimedia tools also comes loaded with this. So you can, you know, chat on IRC. You can also, you know, chat with your buddies online. And let me have a look at this Skype. Is this the web-based Skype? I'm curious to know. Yep, it's the web Skype. Would be nice if we had a Linux client, but you know, I have actually kicked Skype to the curb. I don't even use it anymore. So, yeah. Let's see what else they bundled in here. Okay, they've got Calligra. All right, I haven't seen that one in a long time. All right, your system settings. And this panel is the mother load here. Because this is where you'll pretty much configure everything with the system. Okay, your workspace theming. And it looks like they've got a few presets already defined in here, which is kind of neat. All right. We already looked at some of the desktop themes from the entry screen. You've got some cursor themes thrown in here, okay? But I indicated that they have this built in to where if you want to get a different theme other than one of these, you can just press this Get New Theme button, and an add-on installer will come in, giving you a screenshot of the theme, okay? Okay, let's say I like this one. I can just go ahead and install this. And it looks like it gave me a few options here too. Okay, eeny, meeny, miny, mosey, catch the rabbit by the toesy. If he hollers, let him goesy. I pick you. Okay, how about that one? All right, it's installing. Now it is installed, and is it in the list here? Probably have to log out and log back in. Who knows? Oh, and you can even manage your splash screens, and you get the Midna with this as its splash screen. Let's go back to the cursor theme. Here it is. All right, so here's my new theme that I installed now, and I can go ahead and start using that. And select it, and then press apply. All right, there's my new theme. Very, very nice. Okay, so we looked at the workspace theme, but you've got plenty of colors to choose from. And I think you can even edit some of these schemes and make your own color decisions yourself if you want to. Manage your fonts on the system. And by the way, I love how they did that. Let me pull up a terminal here to show you what I'm talking about. Look how crisp that font is. I love the fonts in this terminal. That is beautiful. Just out of curiosity, all right, well, the RAM usage isn't that bad. I've opened up a few applications and that sort of thing, and this is showing about 860 megs of RAM. That's not bad at all. You know, especially considering my XFCE desktop is easily, after boot up, using about a gig of RAM. So it looks like they've slimmed this down pretty good. All right, I can't complain with that. All right, so I like how that looks. The fonts and everything. Application style. Okay. And then here you can define your widgets, window decorations. And you can also define how your GTK applications will appear so that you can have consistency on your desktop so that your windows will kind of match and that sort of thing. Sometimes you run into an issue where the windows don't like to match, but pretty much if you're running KDE or Plasma Desktop, you can balance all that quite easily. Okay, a bunch of workspace options are here. I'm not going to go into all of these, otherwise this could be an all-day event. But I'll tell you what, I am quite impressed with how Plasma Desktop has come along. I also like the overall look of Dolphin. It looks like they've added quite a bit of polish to this. And this is a pretty little file manager that you got here. I like this. I like this look. You know, I'm almost convinced to, maybe put XFCE to the side and use Plasma for a while. I've got a much faster computer now. Be very tempted with this. My only thing is, getting rid of the cashews or the pancake menu. There's got to be a way to get rid of this silly thing. And I didn't take the time to try and find out because I don't like any icons on my desktop, So there has to be a way to get rid of that. And I'm sure there probably is. I just haven't figured that out quite yet. You have a menu here to where you can add widgets. And you can customize how this appears. All right. You can show hidden icons. Okay, and there's all your hidden icons in the status and notification area. Volume control. Not sure what... Okay, this is instant messaging, and we don't have anything configured yet. And that's something I would quickly remove. Okay, networks. This uses Octopi, okay, instead of PAMAC. And personally, I'm a PAMAC fan. I prefer that over Octopi, but it is what it is. The reality of it is, though, when I want to install something, it's just easier for me to open up a terminal and search for what I want, or just run pacman sync and then the package that I need. But the nice thing about this OS is the fact that you don't have to open a terminal. You can install all your packages and manage your drivers and everything from the GUI. Okay, and I completely missed it. In your settings panel is everything, including your hardware. So you can manage all of your input devices, your display and monitor, and of course your compositor. And you can also access that under right-clicking your panel, the window title, more actions, and then you can access your window manager settings, and from there you can configure some special effects. All right, and for those of you who love KWin, that's what this is right here. You can do some pretty cool things. You can wobble windows, you can do the cube, the desktop, pretty much all the fun things that Compiz is known for can be done with this particular compositor. Okay, it appears KaOS has their own instructions for switching out drivers and that sort of thing, and it's available by reading their documentation. I was thinking that they had a hardware detection utility like Manjaro does, but I guess they don't. Instead, they do have instructions for setting up free and non-free drivers for those of you who need them, and that information is accessed from their KaOS from the welcome screen. So all the information you need for setting up additional kernels and additional drivers and that sort of thing is handled here. And of course, they have some additional settings here. So cool stuff indeed. So at the end of the day, I have to say I'm impressed with what KaOS brings to the table. And I'm really loving the look of the Plasma desktop now that it's had a little bit of a time to mature. So my next step is probably at some point I may, once I get a little bit larger hard drive, I'll go ahead and consider using the KDesktop for a while and switch over from XFCE, because, XFCE is starting to grow a little bit old for me. And I'm loving the way KDE looks, but of course I'll have to do my own little things with it. I prefer PEMIC as the package manager instead of Octopi, so, I'll have to do a little bit of work on it. I'm liking what I see here, though. This looks like a wonderful achievement. And I realize I haven't spent a whole lot of time with this. But if this is something that you think that you would enjoy using, then definitely visit the link in the description. Download a copy of this and try it out for yourself and see if it's something you'll use. I can give it my favorable recommendation. This looks great. And it looks like a wonderful job on the part of the KaOS team. And I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this in the future. Good stuff indeed. On my next episode of Cup of Linux, I'm not sure what I'm going to be covering, but I'm sure I'll have something equally exciting. So until that time, peace out.